Can I get some closure? Stay right where you are and don't come closer. If you haven't picked it up, it's over. You wanted her, so just give me what I...
Whoop whoop. Burn. Burn. Calling all developers. Calling all developers. There is a game console out known as the Nintendo Switch that is lacking first-person shooter and MMO content. Calling all developers. Burp burp, this console probably has the lowest priced dev kit out there. It also uses mobile architecture that matches the dev kits of the games you're already making and spamming mobile phones with in the Google Play Store and the Apple Store. Burp burp, calling all developers. This console is almost at 70 million units if it's not there already, and it's barely halfway through its life cycle. Whoop, whoop. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope y'all are ready for a rant today. Gamers and gamettes, what is going on? My name is Tanek127, and welcome back to another video. I'm going to do my shameless plugins. If you're not, make sure you follow me at the appropriate social media at Tanek127, which includes Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, and Twitch. So make sure y'all follow me on all those platforms. You want more gaming news, discussions, rants, content, guides, like today's video, subscribe to the channel. Make sure y'all get ready to get down in those comments in that discussion board because I want your input on today's video. Enjoy the gameplay in the background, by the way, guys. Just doing a little pub stomping on Splatoon 2. I'm not gonna lie, in this gameplay, I'm a little bit of a spawn trapping douchebag, but that's alright. It's a shooter. It happens. It ain't no big deal. But anyway, guys, what is going on? What's up? Welcome back. In today's video, I just wanted to discuss something. So the first idea I had for this video was what I wanted from the Nintendo Switch in 2021. And then I realized that I would be making the same video and making the same wishes that I put probably once or twice a week on Twitter. Hey, some developer is going to come and make some beautiful first-person shooter for the Switch. One of these knucklehead mobile devs are going to finally realize that, hey, our mobile game, if we put it on Switch as well, our mobile MMO, it'll do just as good and stuff like that. And I know, Switch has stuff coming, alright? There are some developers out there with sense. We got Project Eternal, which is scheduled to come on Switch sometime eventually in the future. It's not even in America on mobile yet, so I wouldn't expect it to be in America on Switch anytime soon. I know Defense Corp Earth is a good first-person shooter coming to Nintendo Switch. I know that for a fact, but there's just... I don't know. I'm tempted to name this video, hey, Activision, EA, and giant knucklehead MMO developers who are ignoring a highly successful platform. What the hell is wrong with you? But I'm not going to do that. But where's the Call of Duty? Where's the Battlefield? Why is Skyforge the only MMO that's really acting on this platform just now? Because one thing I hate to say, and I'm not gonna lie, the now current gen consoles have bumped my beliefs up a bit more. Last generation consoles, they were good, the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One, but once you have a gaming PC, once you've played on next gen, once you see what the developers were talking about with those Jaguar cores and how limited last gen was, you realize that those consoles really weren't that powerful and as much of a step up from the PS3 and the 360 to begin with. Therefore, the Switch being a console that is almost 3 times as powerful as the PS3, it does actually put the console in a somewhat even playing field with the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. Now, granted, it's running a Tegra X1, so yes, I am well aware the Switch is weaker than both of those platforms. A Jaguar core still can do a bit more than a Tegra. But for a handheld hybrid, I think the Switch is all right, it's doing a lot. And the thing I don't get it is, right? People say these companies, Activision, EA, are super greedy and stuff like that. I'm starting to think half of y'all are lying. All right, y'all jumped all over Activision stuff with the supply drops and Call of Duty and EA and their DLC scandals. I don't know. I'm starting to think money wasn't the reason they were doing this, because there's no way in hell these two companies see a platform that almost has 70 million units barely halfway through its life cycle, and they're not acting on it in any way, shape, or form. There's no Battlefield title on the Switch. EA will sometime this year be just now bringing their Apex Legends port to the Switch. So EA is acting a little bit. I'll give them that. But Activision hasn't moved on this console. So many other developers still have not moved on this console. I swear it's like Hi-Res Studios and Panic Button are the only ones out there with enough common sense to see it. And maybe Bethesda. But other than, Microsoft, they know too. That's why they partner with them all the time. But other than that, it's like a lot of these other developers are just are blind to it. You guys will make mobile games all day, but you have a console out there that supports the same architecture, and you'll ignore it. And the thing is, it's already out there, already has a name for itself. It's already well established, and Nintendo has made it clear that they want to keep building on this. And you guys know, I'm going to be realistic with you. If this Switch Pro thing is true, at most, it's going to be a minor upgrade. Maybe bump the screen up a little bit of resolution. Maybe a slightly higher GPU. That's honestly what the Switch Pro might be. The same Tegra X1 with a little bit better of a GPU. Just like how Sony did with the PS4 Pro and how Microsoft did with the Xbox One X. But why aren't developers bringing their games to this hybrid platform? I'll never understand it. Like, the one question that bothers me the most is, why is COD Mobile not on Nintendo Switch? There's been no Call of Duty. For some odd reason, Activision thought it sensible to bring Black Ops 2 and Ghost to the Wii U. A failure of a console. No offense to Wii U owners, but the Wii U, let's all be honest, it flopped. The Wii did wonderful, but the Wii U was, And the Wii U is kind of proof that, I know Nintendo won't make too crazy of a Switch Pro or whatever the hell it's going to be called. But they act on the Wii U, the unsuccessful console, but they ignore the successful console. EA and DICE, they haven't attempted to make any type of mobile Battlefield or some weird kind of off-brand shooter IP for the Switch in any way, or even just, bring one of their older retail games to it. All these classics that people are begging for from the previous generation, from the sixth generation of consoles, the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360. All those older COD games, all those older Battlefields. And y'all have a hybrid console right here that could run those better than those older consoles did. And y'all not... Even in the generation, right, we are now of where everybody's just remaking games 9,000 times. How many Skyrim remakes have we had now? But it's like the shooter developers and the MMO developers don't see this. I guess what I want to know is, why is nobody acting on this console? Like, don't get me wrong, there are a lot of developers out there that are. Like I said, to my opinion, Hi-Res Studios and Panic Button are the only ones out there with some sense. But, and there are a lot of other developers too who see the potential to switch, and they act on it. Like, even the guys behind Torchlight. They went from Torchlight Frontiers to Torchlight 3, and if And you know, they decided in the middle of their dev cycle, yo, the Switch is killing it. Let's get our game on there too. And that's an action RPG MMO hybrid. Path of Exile. Why isn't that on the Switch? Where's Neverwinter? Terra, I will personally let slide because I know those developers had a real challenge bringing Terra to console to begin with. Hell, even Yoshi P. You know, the guys with Square Enix, the guys with Final Fantasy 14. Even they talk about Final Fantasy 14 coming to Xbox and Switch eventually. What are the rest of y'all doing? y'all gonna wait till it's 140 units in and they're ready to make the Switch 2 or whatever the next Nintendo console is and be like, oh yeah, now we'll port them. And we'll bring COD Mobile out now. Now, I know there's a pandemic. I know there are probably plans that probably wanted to happen last year that couldn't. I know that there's probably stuff in the works that I don't know about. I'm not a psychological genius who can predict what the developers are going to make. COD Mobile could be ready to launch on Switch tomorrow for all I know. But I don't know. There's claims out here that so many developers are greedy and, you know, they want that it's all about money and they need to do this and that and blah, blah. But one of the most successful platforms that, yes, you know, it will take you a bit to adapt to get developing on, because I'm sure the Switch is probably one of the more challenging platforms to develop for. I'm well aware of that. But for the potential even Fortnite saw it. God, as soon as that thing came out, they were like, yo, now. And we will stick them with mobile players in the servers. Get them in there. And everybody and their mom copying Fortnite. That's why everybody started making Battle Royale games. Even though they still don't realize to this day that it's Fortnite's accessibility that makes it successful, not Battle Royale. I don't know, guys. Like, why is nobody acting on this console? Or, you know, some of the developers that I believe that should be. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment below. Sorry for the rant. I can't take it anymore. It's 2021. And don't get me wrong, 2021's been here for a few days, but nobody's moving. Like, oh, man. Yo, I'm not even doing an outro, man. Just cut off the recording. Peace out, guys.